Hello, welcome back to Pentiment. It's me, a Proustian. So here I am with Magdalene outside of the ruined abbey where I left last time. Kraft is still here. Did he see something? Is he gonna talk to me? Hey, Mags. I guess he's not gonna talk to me. Actually, what do I need to do now? Um. Oh, I can go talk to Elsa there or somebody at the Gertner farm. I don't remember why. Let's see. See, I've learned all I can from the ruins, the painting. I think they're supposed to be people who died around the time of the revolt. Who would do such a thing? Were they made by the person who's following me? Is it the same person who was at the mine? The person who attacked my dad? And that seems the most likely, but it's not guaranteed. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Well, let's continue down, see who else we can talk to. I have been reminded that I don't have to only go to the objectives, that I can see if there are people in other places to talk to as well. But I'm not really sure who that would be right now. So, oh, oh my God! Hi, Susie. Look at what a magnificent puppy you are. Yeah, you're such a magnificent puppy. I love that Paul named his child after Andreas. And he's drawing. Hello. Um, hmm. We'll be formal. I just find that really funny with small children. Good day, Master Mueller. Uh, what are you up to today? Drawing. Anything interesting? No. Secrets. Oh, I see. I'll leave you to it then. Hi, Paul. Good day, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? I'm making good progress. I've started working on the history of the saints today. Good, good. Tassing is a pilgrimage town, after all. I trust you'll take the council's opinions on the matter into account. Hmm. Let's see. I mean, I think this is a fair middle ground, right? I'll listen to you, but ultimately the decision on what to paint lies with me. Of course, you are the craftsman in this endeavor. Or craftswoman, as it were. All I ask is that you keep the Lord in mind. The mural is for Tassing, but we have others to appease as well. And it's interesting when they mean the Lord of the land, not, like, God the Lord. Because you don't get the capital L, you don't get the, like, red letters for some of the characters and stuff like that. I'll consider the Lord, don't worry. Thank you, Magdalene. Anyway, I'm glad that the mural is coming along well. Forgive my sudden questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting, I haven't had as much time with Anna as usual. Who's Anna? Oh, right. That's his wife, right? Like the baker's daughter. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. Huh. Is the council working on something new? Is this the hinge thing, Paul? Because I think you cannot stress the hinge thing. Uh, is the council working on something new? We're considering yearly maintenance checks on every house in Tassing. It is the hinge thing. The idea's had quite a bit more pushback than we'd anticipated. Hmm. Yeah, I do regret taking the spiky one because I'm just, it's hard for me to be spiky, and I feel like, uh, let's see. Again, like, it just feels, I don't know, better to be diplomatic generally, and I kind of wish I'd taken a diplomatic background, but that's okay. I can understand the utility of the proposition, but it might feel like a nuisance. Precisely. That's the issue we've run into. This would help protect those in Tassing who don't have the skills to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes or Gret. But without instituting it for the whole town, we can't enforce the proposition. In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything is actually done. I better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Until later, Paul. Indeed. Okay, now we want to speak with your mother, though. Who is probably inside the house? Yeah. Hi, Gret. Oh, and Ulrich. Oh, the babies are killing me here. Hi, Elsa. Magdalene, dear. What brings you up the hill? Dad was telling me your family's been in Tassing for hundreds of years. Oh, is this for the mural? I'm not sure I want to get mixed up in that. I won't depict your family specifically, if that helps. You're one of the few people who knows anything about the town after the Romans left. The Muellers have been a pillar in Tassing for generations, yes. Though I'm afraid I only know a little bit about them. And much of that I've heard from others. Lindhart didn't care to talk about the past. I meant your family, the one you were born to. Your family name was Caviezel, wasn't it? Oh. Huh. Not a soul in town has asked me about my family in years. I was beginning to think my neighbors had forgotten us. I am not surprised your father remembers the Caviezels. He was sweet on my sister before he met your mother. I am the last of us left now. Huh. Let's see. Caviezel doesn't sound like a local name. Why wouldn't it be? I am Bavarian. It is my name. So, it is a Bavarian name. No one else in town has a name like that. And shouldn't you be Caviezelin? I have always been called Caviezel, as were my sisters and mother, and her mother before her. My grandfather told me the Caviezels have lived in this area for hundreds of years. Perhaps even 1,000, though it seems impossible to imagine a time so long ago. The Caviezels were pagans? Yes, the original Bavarian people, here even before the Romans. My grandfather said his grandfather told him the Caviezels resettled the town after the Romans left. Built their new home right on the spot where they had been living when the Romans arrived. That's just a story. How do you know any of it's true? I heard it from my family. Do you think they would lie? I didn't mean that. No, I think you did, but it's all right. However true it may or may not be, it doesn't matter, Magda. It matters that I believe it, that it connects me to my ancestors. When I think of the ancient Caviezels, driven from their land only to find it again and become Christians, they feel nearer to me. Do you understand? Huh. I guess she doesn't, but, I don't know. It's a strange way of thinking to me. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you are so young yet. Keep your heart open to Christ, and one day you will understand. Thank you, Elsa. You've given me much to consider. God bless you, Magdalene, dear. Should get back to the rat house. Yes, but I will talk to people first. Hi, Anna. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Anna. How are you? Oh, keeping busy. There's always plenty to do around the house. How is the mural coming? Paul mentioned your progress is quite impressive. Um, I'm making steady progress. I think I'll be finished just before the new year. Oh, how wonderful. I'll have to bring Andreas and Ulrich by sometime to see your progress. We won't get in your way, of course. I'm sure they'd love to learn about the process. You're all more than welcome, but watch your step. There's plaster everywhere. I've just mixed a new batch to keep the wall moist. It's hard to maintain the right texture when it's so cold out. Oh, I can imagine. I had a similar problem when I helped my mother in the bakery. Rolling dough in winter was such trouble. We had to throw out so many batches that wouldn't rise. Yeah, your discipline is admirable, Magdalene. First, I thought that was saying damnable. I was like, oh no, it's a typo. You know, I was a real rascal back in the day. Skipped on working with my parents more times than I can count. But you're so hardworking, Anna. I can't imagine you making trouble. It is funny to consider, isn't it? I was a thief and a scoundrel. It started with cakes from my mother's table, still hot from the oven. Soon it was silverware, mugs, trinkets I found around town. Of course, stealing is against the Lord's commandments. So my father would make me return everything if I hadn't eaten it already and march me to church to pray. Father Thomas grew accustomed to seeing me more often than Sunday mornings. I guess you got tired of saying Ave Marias? Ha, that was part of it. I grew out of the habit over time. I think I started to see why my parents had such a devotion for the Lord. Stealing was my way of acting out. But when the troubles started in town, I realized that my thieving wasn't doing any good. I decided I'd rather honor my father and mother as God commands. It gives me grace with Andreas and Ulrich on the hard days, and with the rest of the town, too. I think Ulrich would be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. That means more than you know. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure you have plenty of mural work to do. See you later, Anna. God bless you, Magdalene. Indeed, but I gotta talk to Ulrich here. Hello, child. Magdalene! Hello, Ulrich. Hello. Are they twins, do we think? It's hard to tell without them next to each other if they're the same size, but I wonder if these two are twins. Ulrich and Andreas. What are you doing? Watching. Very well. Keep up the good work. Work! Haha. Just like Mom. I will work now. Oh, look, they're little horses. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So there might have been somebody at the Gertners I wasn't able to talk to. Considering at this point, because it's been a little while, I don't even remember who that would be. Oh well. Actually, is it cut off? No, it's not. I mean, it's still there, so. And same with whatever's happening here. Okay. But I'm just going to go to the rat house now. Oh, hi, Apollo. Hey, Magdalene. At least he says Magdalene. Unlike some of the boys in town. Oh, I was hoping we'd get to see the part that was already done. But I guess they've covered it. Ah, that's so mean. Magdalene. Dr. Schultz? So you're doing quick work with the mural, eh? I hope that doesn't make you sloppy. Oh my god. Hmm. You know what? Uh, oh, tempting to be prickly with him. I mean, he came up and was prickly with us. I'm faring better than my father. Are your remedies even doing anything? More than a girl like you can understand, Magdalene. Healing the human body isn't like mixing paints. In any case, the council wants to hear what you're doing. I've been researching the early Christian history of Tassing after the Romans left. Learning how people settled in the ruins, how the abbey was founded, why our saints are so important to us. There's a lot to take in, but I've settled on my subject. And? Hmm. I kind of feel like the saints should be here. Like, they're so important to the town in so many ways, um, that I think this feels the best thing to do. So I'll paint St. Moritz, St. Satya, and Our Lady of the Labyrinth receiving the Christian settlers. They are the saints closest to Tassing and Kearsau and have been part of our history for generations. Saints are a central part of Tassing's identity and income. Honoring them makes the town look better than it actually is, so I suppose that is worth something. You must always keep in mind that the mural is not just for you, but for all of Tassing. Just let me do my job, Doctor. After this section, there's still so much work to do. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to portray the revolt. Ah, yes. I imagine it poses difficulties that the other murals do not. It's a strange thing to tell the story that lives in the hearts of so many people here. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. They've all just locked it away. Sounds like you have your work cut out for you. I'll leave it you to it then. Oh, Dr. Stoltz. Yes? Have you ever seen someone lurking around the Abbey? Or heard about it? I haven't been up to the Abbey in years. And no, I haven't heard of anything like that. Why? I've seen someone following me a few times. No, I don't know anything about it. Now, if there's nothing else. Geez, dude, could you care less? Asshole. Good God, bud. Now I only have the final part of the mural to finish. How do I paint the revolt? Dad always talked about how the Archdeacon was the only one seeking justice in those days. What was his name? The only name I can remember is the name of the Archdeacon who came to Tassing when that Baron was killed. Jacob Essler. Maybe he wrote an account of the revolt as an Archdeacon? I'll write to him and ask. I don't remember the Archdeacon being there at the revolt, but there was a lot going on, and Andreas was only part of some of it. Of course, I'll need to write back to Esther, too. I'll write to them tonight before bed. Excellent. Let's do it. All right, where to begin? Okay. Indeed. We'll write these letters. Jacob Essler, formerly Archdeacon of Freising. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I am an artist in the town of Tassing in Upper Bavaria. I believe you passed through our community when you investigated Baron Rothvogel's murder at Kearsau Abbey in 1518. Do you remember anything about that case that the people in Tassing might not remember? In particular, do you remember anything about someone writing notes to provoke the killer? I want to hone in on that. More have appeared in Tassing in subsequent years, seemingly harbingers of death. Thank you for any help you can give. Magdalene Druckerin. Dearest Esther, I hope you are well. You must know how tremendously happy I am for you and Simond. And Alicia too, of course, and your parents. It warms my heart to know that your family is doing so well. By the time this letter reaches you, I expect winter will have enfolded Tassing. It's already freezing at night, so I've reorganized the workshop so the inks don't deteriorate. Do you have to worry about that in Prague? You've said it snows, but I always imagined it was warmer in winter. Dad's condition is so much worse, and he's in so much pain. Dr. Stoltz has been, well, he's a useless asshole. Only God knows why he's such a bitter old man, but he's neglected Dad almost entirely. Some days he doesn't show up, and even if he does, he just snaps instructions at me and rushes off. I just wish I understood why. I worry about Dad. I've asked Agnes for help, but there's only so much we can do alone. He's not going to make it. There's nothing I can do. Christ, I'm scared, Esther. The mural is progressing well, but I can't shake the feeling that someone is following me. I keep seeing this figure around town. After I explored the mines to see Tassing's early history, and then again in the Abbey ruins. If it's the person who attacked Dad, why are they following me? It's the strangest thing, given me a fright a few times already. But I don't mean to worry you. Nothing happened to me yet, so I think I'll be safe. The only good news I can share at the moment is the mural is almost finished. I should have it completed by Christmas or soon after, before the new year at least. Then, perhaps at long last, I shall be able to visit you and meet this Simond. Anyway, I fear that this will be my last letter of the year. The Reichspost has already been late and reported worsening snows through the passes. We seem to be stepping into a harsh winter. Stay warm, give my regards to your family and Simond. Yours always, Magda. The constraints of the weather on the post is like, I know it's a real thing and it makes so much sense, but it's so far different from my modern experience. It's interesting. How did this get here? Uh-oh. Stop. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. That's what they said to Klaus. This is just like the note Dad found. Who's doing this? I have a feeling I'm going to find out sooner or later. I need to ask Dad about this. It can't be a coincidence. He's been so weak. I don't want to upset him. I just need to wait for the right time. I hope there is a right time. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. That makes me nervous. It's late. I should get some rest soon. Okay, let's go to sleep. She's like, I'm safe. Nobody's tried to hurt me yet. But, like, somebody did try to drop a rock on her head. And now she has this note. Makes me nervous. Okay, well, this is going to be a few days later again. Couple weeks later. Mistress Druckerin, only one letter for you today. Oh, who's gonna be from? The pass is nigh impossible to traverse. The heavy snow is hard on the horse and me. Anyway, happy Advent, my dear. Thank you. The same to you. Is it gonna be from Esther or... Oh, Jacob Essler. Here we go. Mistress Druckerin, I do recall the Rothvogel case, though it has been over a decade since I have served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of the Prince Bishop. In fact, I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church. If you do not mind conversing with a Lutheran, I will tell you what I remember. A Lutheran, you say? The notes you mentioned do stir something in my memory. One of the men I questioned at Kiersal was an artist from Nuremberg, Andreas Mahler. He mentioned finding notes written in a fine hand inciting individuals to violence against the Baron. While the scope of my investigation was too narrow to look into the matter, it did concern me. Finding more notes now, after so many years, must mean that their author is still active. If this is the case, a serpent has laid coil in the bosom of your community for decades. It may lay there still. What causes the serpent to awaken every few years to stage a new killing? I fear that finding the answer to that question may draw you into its reach. However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbors. I urge caution in your investigation into this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke into its old resting places. I hope this has been of some help to you. May God bless you and keep you safe. Jacob Essler. Oh, makes me even more nervous. No reply from Esther this time. Must have been delayed due to the heavy snow. The postman said I won't receive any more letters until spring. I better get back to work on that. I better get back to the rat house then. Still more work to be done. Oh goodness, big time skip. I mean, not for this game, but coming up to Christmas. Good morning, Dad. I finally caught up on the mural, and now I can start the final part today. I promise I'll get it done. Magdalene, I'm proud of you. Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry Dr. Stoltz said you can't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you love the Perchenlauf. Perchtenlauf, a Germanic folk ritual celebrated around Christmas time, in which townsfolk dress as Perchten and drive evil spirits from the town to protect it in the coming new year. That's obviously related to Perchta. Ah, yes, there's always next year. Right. How are you feeling? Dr. Stoltz said he would come by again today. Fine, I'm fine. Maybe I should stay home with you today. No, Magdalene, if you want to work, you should work. It's all right. In fact, my spirits are lifted today. It's Christmas Eve, after all. Of course. What's wrong? Dad, I found a note back in November. A note? What do you mean? It was like a note I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it'd come out of an old manuscript. Elaborate writing, purple ink. It just said, stop. Do you know where they come from? Who wrote them? Does he? I mean, how would he? Magdalene, Oh, God. That must be Oots. He said he dropped by with more firewood. If you know something, I'd like you to tell me, all right? I know. I will. Can we talk about it later? Dad. I'll tell you. I promise. All right. I'll be back later. Oh, no! Klaus, you can't die. You have to tell us. I need to know. Good. Take care of yourself out there. God. Okay. Well, I'm not going to get anything else out of him right now. Morning, Magdalene. Morning, Oots. Cold out, isn't it? Yeah, freezing. Makes me envy Nico, able to stay inside all day. Even Indra says his forge to keep him warm. Anyway, here. I brought some firewood for you and your dad. Thank you, Oots. Uh, you're welcome. So, how's your dad? You think he can join everyone for Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. I'll do my best to be there. I need to keep working on the mural, though. I'm working on the final section. About the peasants' revolt, right? Feels weird to talk about. It affected Tassing so much, but we were just kids. I can't remember what happened since I was just a baby. I never even knew my dad. That's what makes it difficult. I need to ask those who were already adults that night, but don't want to touch raw nerves. What if you spoke to people while everyone was preparing for the Christmas festivities? Clara sometimes talks about that night. Mom, too. You might be able to ask them. Waslav and Matilda are the only two Benedictines left living in Tassing. Maybe they'll talk to me. Huh, I didn't think of that. Still, the mural is for Tassing, not the old abbey. Agnes has always been in Tassing, right? I'd go to her if I were you. Dad said she helped bury everyone who died that night. I wonder if she'd talk about it. It's your project, Magdalene. Might be worth a try. I wrote to the old archdeacon about it, too. He thinks the Baron's murder and Otto's death are connected to the revolt. The who? Oh my god. Um... the man who came to Tassing for the Baron Rothvogel's murder. What about him? He was the judge for the Baron's murder. What if all the deaths in Tassing are connected? I don't see how that old Baron has anything to do with the revolt. Are you feeling all right? I think you're looking for connections that aren't there. Maybe this mural project is getting to you. Maybe you're right. I just can't shake the feeling someone is following me. You're acting weird. I'll figure it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later, Mags. I wonder, it amazes me, but also feels appropriate that none of these men care that she feels like she's being followed. Ugh. This is right. I should start talking to people around town. Better get started if I want to talk to everyone before the Perchtenlauf. Okay. Who have I got? Agnes. I kind of agree that that feels maybe less useful. Okay, let me try going to the outer parts first. I'm not sure I want to talk to Falstaff. I think I want to talk to the Gertners first. I always feel like I'm on good terms with the Gertners. Starting from, when they were hosting Andreas in their house, We got off on a good foot. Okay. Hey, Big George. Hello, Magdalene. Alright, Gret. Hi. Bless you, Magdalene. Ursula! Hello! Hello, Ursula. Hello, Magdalene. I think I was gonna try to find... Il Peter is still here? Hi, Magdalene. Oh, we'll talk to Clara. Hello, Magdalene. I would have thought you'd be working on the mural today. What brings you here? I would like to sit with you and ask you how you remember the rebellion so that I can paint it, if that's all right. Ah, that was a sad time. If it will help you memorialize those we lost in the revolt, yes, I'll answer a few questions. I don't mind. I was a little older than you, so I probably remember more, Magdalene. Of course, Magdalene. We'll tell you all you want to know. I've been looking forward to seeing the mural for some months. Come now, sit with us. Hell yeah. Looks like they're making perch to masks. Now that you're all settled, what did you want to know? Did the revolt have anything to do with the other murder that happened in Tassing? Oh, the murder of the Baron, you mean? No, not really. I only remember that Andreas attempted to be a peacekeeper in both situations. I suppose that's when things started going poorly. Ah, poor Agnes. Lucky was a strong man. She's still heartbroken over the matter. Yes, it was really only after the Baron's murder that the abbot became so severe. I'll bet he blamed the Baron's murder on Tassing, and the Abbey's failures too. I don't know about any of that, but his taxes and restrictions and his attitude towards us became harsher after that. It was all we could do to live by them, but it eventually became too much. Even with all the restrictions, was the revolt really justified? I keep hearing conflicting stories about how it began. I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it worth all the loss? Huh, you wouldn't remember it, Magdalene, but the abbot forced us to starvation. We would have died either way. We did everything we could to keep things from getting violent, but the Lord had other plans. I remember how sick and hungry I was all the time. Grandpa kept saying it hadn't always been like that. All was fine until one of the brothers killed Otto in retaliation for finding out just how corrupt the abbey was. Well, my husband wouldn't let that rest. We all wanted justice. When that soldier arrived and threatened us, all the townsfolk pulled away, except for you and Ulrich, Gret. No, Clara, I'm afraid even I was intimidated and begged Ulrich to leave the matter be. My husband alone stood with the peasants. Hmm. Hmm. Dad always talks about how he regrets that choice. That's why he wanted to paint the mural. Your father is unique in that regard. Most of the other townsfolk see the revolt's failure as proof that it was doomed from the start. Truly, if the entire town banded together, we likely could have succeeded without violence at all. By then, we were so starved and wanted justice so much, Peter truly thought success was possible. There was still some discussion. Ulrich and Andreas wanted peace. Then that fucking Miller protected that tonsure bastard. He always hated us, thought he was better than us. Ursula, I love you. Ursula, language. What, Mom? It's true. Linhart even shot Ulrich out of nowhere. It was unprovoked? Yes, Linhart always did hate the rest of the townsfolk, and he would take advantage of anyone he could. My husband sought peace to the last. He was a martyr to us. I think the miller shot Ulrich to retaliate, but after that, Peter wouldn't be stopped. We'd lost too much. The burning of the abbey was a grim night, the soldiers coming in. Our men fought to protect us, to protect Tassing, and many died in that fight. We got rid of the abbot, and all the monks at least. Yes, and that is some comfort, if only a little. Are there any heroes in Tassing I should memorialize? Dad, definitely. Peter always wanted the best for Tassing, even if he acted rashly by setting fire to the abbey. I hope you can portray him in the best light, Magdalene. I'd rather not talk about that night anymore. I hope we provided enough insight for your work. You did, thank you. I'll let you get back to work. Thank you, Magdalene. I'm certain the mural will be beautiful. Hmm. Well, hey, old Peter. How's it going? Oh, Magdalene. Yep. Anything else, Ursula? Didn't think so. Alright. So I could talk to Agnes. Who's at the Golden Hand? Okay, I'm curious about that. I'm gonna have to go there first. Like, am I meant to talk to the innkeeper and his wife? I mean, they certainly had things happening. Wait, wait a second. Does this mean Volslav, Vaslav, what's his name? Does he live here now? In Otilia's old house? Maybe. I think so. Should I talk to him while I'm here? I want to see who's at the Golden Hand. I want to see what's going on there. Also, I just noticed how much snow there is everywhere. This is like, it just really sank in. I love it. It's amazing. Who the heck are you guys? I mean, Hans, I remember. Well, if it isn't Magdalene, you're learning everyone's names during your stay? Alas, it appears the good people of Tassing are the only audience I will have until the pass is clear. It seems only right that I attempt to put myself on friendly terms with you and your neighbors. I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. I am Alexander. This is my partner, Kazimierz. We are musicians by trade, travelers by necessity. The weather trapped us on our way back to Würzburg for a Christmas celebration. I had hoped to win the Meistersinger competition there, but alas, we are trapped here until the pass is clear. Members of a guild for lyric poets, composers, and singers of unaccompanied art songs. Meistersingers perform in regular competitions, often held at a rat house or a church. Huh. Cool. How are you finding Tassing? Everyone has been quite kind, and no one has thrown anything at me for my music. Are those the standards? Considering the circumstances, I'm counting that as a success. I have to admit, I was quite upset that I had missed my opportunity to sing at the Meistersinger competition. Uh, yeah. He practiced so much for it. Yes, it's hard not to view the last year as a waste. Huh. I wonder if why Casimir wrote that out. You can try again next Christmas, can't you? Of course. Though the older I get, the less comfort I take in the possibilities of the future. Missed opportunities sting more with each passing year. Well, you have an audience here, the people of Tassing. And perform for them I will. I love performing for people wherever I go. When I sing for people, I want to move them. I want to see it on their faces. It's only in that moment that I can connect with them. That's the only truth I know. Meistersinger judges will rate me as they will, but that's not why I want to perform for them. I want to move the masters the way they moved me. Does that make sense? Huh. I think so. My dad is my teacher, and his approval means a lot to me. I think we all want the approval of those who came before us. And someday, someone will look to me for approval. Hard to imagine. I'm sorry. Just feeling a bit melancholy, I suppose. It's the long nights. I suppose you're right. All that darkness. Perhaps the Christmas feast will lift my spirits. Will I see you there? Absolutely. Almost everyone in town should be there. Ah, then I look forward to it. Until then. Interesting. Casimir's. Like, I don't know if he doesn't speak. If he doesn't speak the language and prefers to write. He doesn't seem deaf because he was responding to the conversation with Alexander earlier. Hello, Magdalene. You're Casimir's, right? You're with Alexander. Musicians? Yes, I play shawm and lute. He sings. Are you Polish? I think she's assuming from his name. Yes, from Khalees. What are you two doing in Tassing? Ask Alexander. Sorry. Ah. Alright, I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks. God bless you. Alright. Hans. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Did you need something? Just wanted to see what you were doing. Well, I was just about to leave. I have to go meet Big George soon. Why? Stuff in the forest needs doing. What are you two planning? Nothing. We're just carrying logs. Why would you do that? We lift big logs to see who's stronger. It's a contest. Does anyone else participate in this contest? Not usually. There aren't many others in Tassing strong enough, other than Big George. Simon's big, like Sep was, but he's not interested. He is always busy taking care of the farm. Maybe Apollo can join us one day. He's been getting stout the last few years. Alright, who's winning so far? George, but barely. I've been gaining on him. He's growing older and softer with his council work. Huh, I see. Keeps a man hearty and vital, Dr. Stoltz says. Balances the humors. You're welcome to join us, Magdalene. You happen to have small logs that would suit me? Plenty of trees in the forest. We'll find you what you need. Maybe it'd put some meat on those bones. Sure, maybe I'll drop by someday. Christ, George will get a kick out of that. You really mean it, right? Oh, absolutely. Great. I should get back to work now. Until later, Magdalene. Until then. Oh, what a delightful image. Alright, well, I am actually out of time right now. I don't want to start any other big conversations. So, I will call it here. But, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you the next time. Bye!